Ayan. Hold on a second. Aloha, not from Hawaii, but from Michigan. I'm just stopping by for a quick go live. I am actually standing up right now because I've been sitting on my butt for the past 1 hour and a half. Aloha. For the ones who do not know me, my name is Rina. I am from Hawaii, but currently in Michigan right now for an emergency unplanned trip. And I am a registered nurse, full-time registered nurse, a mom of two boys, and a proud digital business owner because this business will retire me before I turn 50. Okay, on to the topic right away. I am doing this 90 days go live challenge I took on, and like I said, I'm committed to it, so I have to do it every day. No matter what the time is, no matter what the circumstances. So today is day 23, and the topic is right there scrolling. Thankful for the woman I'm becoming. What an interesting topic, and just so appropriate for tonight because I actually just finished the webinar. I was one of the panelists. I finally volunteered to do it. It's the webinar. It's a free webinar that we give to we provide to all of anyone who is wondering about this business, and I was one of the panelists. It was nerve-wracking. I finally faced my fear, but I've learned a lot, and of course I know I can do better, and I've learned a lot from that tonight, and I know what to do for the next one now. Boy, I am sweating even though it's freezing in this room. This is not my room. That's why it's blurred right now. And yeah, I had to be be creative and everything because again, this is not my room. I don't have a desk, so I was using boxes and pillows as my desk. But yes, so thankful for the woman I am becoming. Very, very much so. The old Rena, if not for this business, won't I won't volunteer to do this kind of thing, the webinar, to be watched by millions, thousands, possibly millions of people because this business is global. We give this webinar out to anybody, everybody, anyone around the world because we are global. So that's one thing, I have. And I talk about this all the time. I have transformed in the span of 2 years. Now that I think about it, actually, within that 2 years, I have changed a lot, and I what I'm becoming. And I just had a conversation actually with my husband before I went to the webinar, and it has changed. The conversations we have compared to before, it has changed a lot, and I couldn't be any more grateful than that. Like I am truly blessed. And those are meaningful conversations that we've had, and I'm going to keep that between us. But the woman I'm becoming, what am I becoming? So, for the ones who do not know my story, I used to be one of those with a lot of anger, a lot of pain, a lot of regrets. And that actually showed my work. I don't know if anybody's watching. I didn't even bother to look at my Facebook right now because all I wanted is to do this go live and be done. To tell you honestly, let me go back. Let me go to my Facebook real quick. Make sure that I am live. I don't know who's watching. Um, let's see. Am I even live? So yes, like I was saying, the old Rena is basically I had lots of pain, anger, and regrets, and it showed at my job. And I've told this story before, and I'm not ashamed of it. I even got called to principal. I call it principal because it was my boss that always calls me, and she will tell me there's some complaints from patients. And so, am I proud of it? No, definitely not. But back then, I was like, who cares? I didn't care. That's because, again, I didn't care. I despised my job before. I didn't like going to work before. For those of you who do not know the story, my parents passed away back to back during COVID times, and I'm a nurse who's taking care of patients who swabbed their nose every day. But there I was. I couldn't even go to my own parents' funeral. So you can imagine the pain that I had during those times. But what I've become since I started this business is that I have learned to forgive, first of all, myself. not just from, from being angry or whatnot, but from everything that I have done in the past in my life. I have learned to um, love myself, and that's a hard thing to do for most of us. We don't know how to put ourselves first because we've always been taught, especially us females, women, we are always told, not told, but I think it's a human nature, a human training that we have to take care of everybody else before ourselves. That's how we were brought up. But when I started this business, I have learned to put myself first. And I always remind people of this. So when you get on the plane, when you listen to the announcement, and they say when there's an emergency and you have to put your mask on, who do you put the mask on first? Yourself or the other person? It's always yourself because you cannot help that person if you are running out of oxygen. You have to have the oxygen before you can render help. So that's one of the things that I am becoming. What I'm becoming to is a confident woman. And I used to call myself as introvert, but being introvert is a label. It's a choice. We were all born the same. So being an introvert is a choice. That's what I always tell myself now. What else? Purpose. I finally have found purpose. That's what I am becoming, a person with a purpose. Because if you think about it, what are we here for in this world? Did we just come here to work? Did we just come here to be a child? Did we just come here to be a mom, raise kids, and do what after that? What's our purpose? So that's what I am becoming. I am becoming a woman with purpose, not just for myself, but for other people. And most of all, I talk about this all the time. I am not ashamed to say this, but most of all is to follow God's will, right? So that's going to be my last point. I have become and becoming that person with faith. And for the ones who know my story, you've heard this many times. I'm going to say it over and over again. I was away from God for 20 years. And with me starting this business, that's when I found my faith back. And that's what I am becoming. And yes, I am grateful, truly grateful for all of these things that has happened and it's happening in my life. So again, I'm going to repeat the woman I'm becoming. I'm becoming that kind of person with confidence. I'm becoming that kind of person with purpose. I'm becoming that kind of person or woman with faith. So, for those of you, especially women out there, who are lost or have been lost, trying to find your way, trying to find your purpose, especially if you're in your 40s, you're not behind. You are not lost. You are not having your, what is that called, when you're midlife crisis. You are not in your midlife crisis, because I used to think that before. I was like, am I having a midlife crisis right now? That's what I used to think. That's what I used to ask. But no, it actually is a wake up call. But I ignored it for many years. It's a wake up call because I have been asleep for many, many years. When I say I'm asleep, doesn't mean that I am asleep sleeping, but it was because my soul was asleep. My faith was asleep. And so, again, if you're watching this and you have that feeling, that gut feeling, this is your call and do not ignore it. All right, I'm going to end it at that because, like I said, I've been with the webinar for an hour and a half. And thank you for the ones who are watching and whoever will watch this replay. Okay, and I'll see you tomorrow. And as a reminder, I know some people are still coming in to watch, but just to have a recap, I actually just finished being a panelist for our webinar for our business. And so I did a quick go live and I'm about to go. But the topic for tonight was thankful for the woman I'm becoming. So if you're watching this right now, what are you thankful for? the woman you are becoming, if you don't mind sharing. All right, I'm going. I'm a woman. I'm becoming the woman with confidence, the woman with purpose and faith. Okay. Again, always be grateful. Mahalo. Thank you. Salamat po. I'll see you tomorrow for my day 24. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.